What's cracking? Josie Garfunkle. Let's learn some shit. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to add a couple new mushroom assets to your console or PC server. So to get these new mushroom assets into our server, console, and PC, we're going to mess with three of the XML files. The events.xml, it's in your DB folder. The types.xml, also in your DB folder. And we're going to look at our map cluster proto. It's down here under your weather for console, under your init if you have PC. But to get started, we're going to go to our types.xml and we're going to collect our mushrooms. I've already done this ahead of time, but you'll simply Control F, search for mushroom, and it's going to find that. Search through there, copy, paste, and just get you a little collection of all your mushrooms. You'll thank yourself later. Do it with your fruits also. It's quite handy. So hop over here. You know it, the G code. Go down to the DB category, just like the file system. Go down here to the types extra. Fish up a little ways, and you're going to find Liberty Caps and the Amanitas. All we need to do is copy these entries. Control C. And we're going to paste those into our types file. We're going to do the same thing for the Amanita down here. Control C. And we're simply going to Control V to paste it in our types file as well. Now, just like vanilla, we're going to leave these with 0 value, as anything used for an event doesn't have a value in the types file. It just has to exist in the types file to give it other lifetime parameters, specify where it works and what it is. In this situation, crafted, as the event will supply them. So these won't just spawn willy-nilly in your shelves and whatnot. Control S to save that. And now we're going to take a look at our events. For this, I'm going to move my types, move document to other view. This way we can go back and forth a little easier. All we're going to do is search our events.xml file as well for mushroom. You'll find these 3 trajectory events. And all we're going to do is click a line, Control D to duplicate. And we're going to copy these in. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. And same as these other ones, we now have a couple of these lines for these new children. Go ahead and paste these in all the events that you want them to be. Humus is around your hay bales and whatnot. Deciduous is forests around stumps and stuff, I believe, like the pine style trees. And then coniferous is around the other style trees and woodlands. Don't quote me on that, but we'll take a look here in a minute. So that's pretty much the setup for the events. We're simply adding the children in to the existing events so they flow with our vanilla events. Control S to save again. And then let's take a look at our map cluster proto.xml. Similar to the map group proto, which is a loop mapping for different structures, these are also proto loop mappings of positions around a center point on a little grid for different types of, looks like different trees, fallen tree, so maybe some decaying trees, stump here. And then as well, there are the other ones, the deciduous, other types of trees and whatnot. And then down here, there should also be the humus for the hay bales. So they also have protos to supply fruits for that particular event, or mushrooms, stones, etc. So similar to the loot, you can up these. It's going to be tedious to go through them all, but you could give the loot max more allowance. I would go with however many is in there. So let's do 4 and then 4. I'm not going to do this for the whole file, but you get the idea. You can count your positions up that they supply and simply add those spots to it. Now flags 32, all that does is say one of these is on a hillside. and the loot would normally be floating per these parameters. Flags 32 just makes it hit the ground. Just like events or something, things hit the ground. Flags 32 lets it fall. So those are the protos. Went over that. Control S to save. And that's all you need to make all this work for adding these new mushrooms in. The types entries added. The children added for your events. I went ahead and boosted my minimum, maximum, and nominal just to kind of get a more exaggerated effect for what we're about to load in and see. And then the protos for the different structures, trees, hay bales, and whatnot around the map. So let's load all these files into our server. And then we're going to load up our server. And then we're going to take a look. Alright, so here we are into our server. I loaded myself into the Green Mountain area, as I know there's usually plentiful mushrooms throughout if you want to go look for it. Again, this works on console and PC. I am on PC, so I have community online tools. So I get a couple luxuries here. I'm going to make this a little easier for myself. You hit the N key to toggle your community online tools. Hit the insert key to go free cam. Toggle your Y key, ESP tools, and then you can click on various things, zombies, loots, whatever, and you're going to show those items. And if there's anything, well, there's one. It's Parasol. Alright. Fly Amanita. Those are a couple of the new ones we've just added. That one's rotten. Let's go take a look over here. That one looks dried. When they're pristine, though, they are white with the little red dots. We got some Liberty Caps here. I assume Vanilla will add effects to these eventually. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. So let's do a quick recap. So in this video, we jumped into the Discord. If you're not a member, go ahead and join that. We grabbed these types entries for these, quote, hidden items, as a lot of people call them. So we got these new mushrooms added into our types.xml file. Again, console or PC. We added those new types entries as children into our existing trajectory mushroom events in the events.xml in the DB folder. And we took a look at the map cluster proto, and we learned how to boost by changing the loot max to the maximum amount of pause entries that already exist. And that's going to give a larger cluster if we want to go that route, or if we just want to go with the vanilla suit. Simply adding these as the children will scatter them throughout your server as well. So that's pretty much it for this one. I'm going to go eat this mushroom, trip some balls. Hope y'all learned some shit. I'm out.